Yash. I am in tutorial number H13A, and today's date is the 9th of March. And this is my version of the week 4 Excel problem. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, this is the training data, the week 4 training data. So first thing we want to do is just extend these columns here. So just double click and just automatically just formats the column to match the required width of it. Next, what we'd like to do is format the unit price to have the accounting number format. So English Australia, the dollar sign and the decimal point, the 2 decimal points. We want to format the delivery date to have the short date format, so it matches the sales date format here. Next, what we like to do is format the item category column to have the first letter of each word capitalized. So how we do this is, how I did this was create a new column, again called item category. We want to apply a formula. The formula we want to apply is proper. So proper, go F2 to F501. 501 is the last record. What I did was just copy, and you want to paste as a value, and just paste this to this side, and we can just delete this, and now we've got item category in the proper format. Next, what we want to do is format the item, format the customer name to have the same formatting as the item category. So again, let's do customer name. Just want to apply the proper format. Go B2 to B501. Cool. Again, want to copy and want to paste as a value. Awesome. So we got the formatting that we want for customer name, which is the proper formatting. And then we want to create some new variables. So the first one we want to create is called and I guess another thing we can do is freeze. Let's freeze the top row, so that when we scroll down we can see the top row. So that also just helps us when we scroll down to the bottom records. So yeah, now we're going to create new variables. First one is GST. The formula for GST is 10% of the unit price. So what I did was just do C2 times 10% to 0.1. And then if we just double click here, it applies that formula to the entire column. This is the easy way. If you scroll like all the way down, yep, it applies it to the entire column. So yeah, just a handy way, maybe just lower the width here. Then we want to create a new variable called total sales price. And this formula is your unit price, so C2, times, in brackets, 1 plus the GST. So 1 plus G2 equals, and again, applies it to the whole column. Let's just quickly change the number format to accounting. And yeah, so that's that done. Next we want to have a new variable called delivery time, which is basically subtracting your sales date from your delivery date. In this case, delivery date will come first, as it comes as the product is delivered after it's ordered. So it's E2 minus a D2, 7, apply it to the whole column, and it goes all the way down. Yep, cool. It applies it to the whole column. So delivery time in days. So we've got that here. And then we want two new variables called order year and order month. So order year captures the year and the month. Order year will capture the year that the order was placed, and then the order month is which month it was placed from the sales date. So how we do that is we have to go into formulas, and we want to do year of where's sales date? Yeah, that's D2. Done. And then, yeah, just double click, it applies that formula. Let's just make sure 2022, 2023. If you just go to a random, let's say 2023, and it lines up. Yeah, cool. So yeah, that double click is pretty handy. And again, for order month, we want to do have to go to month, and let's say sales date was D2. Order month is the 7th. And then double click. Yep, just making sure that we don't have any months more than 12. And again, just picking out a random data set or data variable, 2023. The month should be 6. Go to the right, the month is 6. So we just want to make sure that it applied it correctly. Cool, so we got GST, sales price, delivery time, order year, and order month. Now we want to create a pivot table. So we go insert, go pivot table. So yep, selecting this. Just put it into a new worksheet just so it doesn't get too messy. Table range. Let's do all of this. I want to just create a pivot table. I want to put in all of this data. Cool. Yeah, now what we want to do is we want to put the item category in the columns. We want to put the order year in rows, and the order month also in rows in that order. So we want year first and then month. And we want to put total sales price in the values area. Again, we want to make sure that's summarized by sum, show data, number, 2 decimal places. Yep. That's okay. So yeah, we've got our pivot table here. Let's see if we can just play around with this. Number format. Number. Go more number formats. 2 decimal places. Oh, sorry, we want it to be the accounting number format. with, it says 1 decimal place. Cool. Yeah, so we just got the counting number format in 1 decimal place here. So cool. Actually, let's put this as just the number. Yeah, cool. Because we don't want the months as sort of dollar signs. So here we can say 2022, the months here, and the type of product it was, the grand total of the year, and this is the grand total of the entire sort of item across the entire time frame. Cool. And now what we want to do is create some histograms and some summary statistics. So with the histogram, we want to create it from total sales price. So double click here. Oops. Just gonna make sure you're at the top. Double click here. You just want to make sure that it has everything. Yep. And let's create a histogram from this. All right. Well, this is our histogram. We can definitely play with this. Let's just expand this first, so we know what we're looking at. So let's just zoom out. Let's title this as total sales price. Here we can see our bins are pretty, these are automatic bins, but it's not a great graph just because of how skewed it is on one side. We've got a majority of the frequency, 284, between $849 to $380K roughly dollars. So we can definitely add access titles at least, just so it's easier for someone to read this. At the bottom we would have the total sales price. At the top would have, I guess, it would be frequency. So yeah, just it is definitely skewed on one side, and just because its total sales go extremely high, that's sort of the graph that results from it. And we also want to create a histogram for the delivery time. So again, double click here. Histogram. Rightio. This is the delivery time. We can definitely change these bins around. So format data series. Bin width. Let's make it 1. Cool. So yeah, we've got a much better, easier to read histogram here for delivery time. Again, apologies if you hear a dog barking, that's my dog, he's going a bit crazy. But yeah, let's add some access titles just so again it's just clearer. We've got delivery time in days at the bottom here, and then we've got frequency of each particular. So here we've got 1 to 2 days, 2 to 3, between 3 and 4. So here we can easily see this is much more cleaner looking histogram. It's much more evenly distributed, like distribution's more normal, sort of in the center, which is what it's meant to look like. Very few outliers. Whereas this one does not have a normal distribution. It's skewed heavily to the left with a lot of outliers. So yeah, this one has a much cleaner normal distribution here. Now we want to use the data analysis pack to create some summary statistics for total sales price and delivery time. So let's go to data analysis here. What we want to do is descriptive statistics. Our input range total sales price and delivery time. So I just sort of held both the columns. It should have all the data. Yep. I guess we can also do is just use this and then shift down. Okay, well that should have all the data that we need anyway. Cool. What labels? Output range. Let's just put it let's put it here. And we want summary statistics. All right. Again, let's just expand this. Cool. So now we've got the summary statistics of both the total sales price and the delivery time. We can see that the mode for total sales is not applicable just because we've got unique sales price for each item. So I think that's perfectly normal. Count is about 500, so we got all the variables, all the data, which is good. So now what we want to do, the probability that the delivery time will take more than 7 days. And how we do that is we use something called the formula normal.distribution. We want to select 7. That's the sort of number that we're looking at. Is it greater than 7 days? The mean, which is 7.48. Standard deviation, again for delivery time, which is 1.94. And true for cumulative distribution. So now we've got the probability. It's about 40%, right? So it's about 40.3%, which makes sense looking at this graph. If it's more than 7 days, that is 40%. It makes sense looking at this graph. So yeah, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.